These are the things we should be talking about. Christians and Muslims need to come together, my friend.
Let me ask,
we have more in common than trying to set up a trap. And then, you know, you made some statements. You made some statements, Jesse. I've never seen a good Muslim before. Imagine if you replace that and you put, I never seen a good Jew. What would happen to you? They would cancel you. Why would you say that? This is a good time for you to retract that statement and apologize to your audience and to a Muslim here, to the Muslim world. Will you apologize?
I've never seen one. I can't apologize for something.
Will you retract that statement? I mean,
which statement?
That you said, if I quote you the things you said, replace that term Muslim with Jew. Would you be able to get about it if you say, I've never seen a good, and then you put Jew in front of that, for you, can you say that? Muhammad Ali, was he a good Muslim to you? He's American Muslim hero.
No, he was not.
Excuse me?
He was not.
He was not what?
A good Muslim. He was not a good Muslim.
What are you talking about?
He was not a good man. But Eddie,
Muhammad Ali wasn't a good man.
Eddie, you're wasting time.
What an amazing interview, guys. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Culture War. Here, Jesse triggered this Muslim man and demanded that Jesse apologize for saying what he said. It's just a crazy interview, very intense interview. You'll enjoy it. I'd like to know what you think about the interview. Please react in the comment section as usual. I want to appreciate every single one of you. The haters of the channel, the lovers of this channel, those who will react, I love you all. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video.
I have with me Eddie Rezovic, and he is the host of the Dean Show. And I wanted to talk to Eddie about how he grew up in America. He had like non-Muslim parents. After a period of emptiness in his life, Eddie began seeking and became a Muslim later in his life after studying Islam. Eddie, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on.
How you doing, Jesse?
Oh, no, I can hear you. All is well, sir. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. So I read that you grew up, your parents are from Yugoslavia, right?
Yugoslavia, Bosnia, yes.
But you were born and raised in America.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little about that.
Well, there's a great documentary. It's online because I'm so into interviewing people and getting their stories, and people wanted to know, what's your story, Eddie? So they had a filmmaker come out and kind of follow me around. So it's called From Materialism to the Deen, from Dunya to Deen, what it's called. So pretty much, grew up here in the United States and did what everybody kind of does. You're looking out there, going to school, getting education, but at the same time, you know how it is. A lot of the public institutions, you got all these different things going on, fitting in with the different groups and trying to be cool. And, you can get around one bad friend, and that friend, can go ahead and lead you down the wrong path. They say good friends are like elevators. They're either taking you up or down. So, I got around some bad friends, one in particular, and education took a second place. It was really about, what boys like in schools, girls looking at boys, boys looking at girls, and trying to hook up, and, then trying to gain popularity, and the list goes on from there.
In a video, you said entertainment around me kept me hypnotized, and I sincerely wanted to know my purpose in life, but everything around me kept me imprisoned. Have you found your purpose in life?
Yes, I have.
Before you tell me what it is, describe the feeling of not knowing your purpose in life. What did that feel like within?
That's a really, really good question, Jesse. It's kind of like a void. It's like there's so many superficial, artificial things. We got fake food. We got fake people. We got, all these different things out there, and they're distracting us. But just imagine that you're waiting, at the airport, or you're on the street and someone says, hey, where are you going? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So it's kind of like that. You're just like, where are you going? Where are you heading? And that was me in life. It was like, okay, you achieve this goal, you get this money, you get this woman, you get this title, and at the end you achieve it and you climb one step up, but then at the end there's still a void in the heart.
Yeah.
There's an emptiness.
Yeah. And did you realize at the time you were trying to fulfill that void of the heart with material, with people, places, and things? Did you know then that that's what you were trying to do, or did you realize that at some point later?
That's just that's just kind of how things set up. There's so many things distracting you, the TV, entertainment, music, all these things. It's just kind of like numbing you. You're not really thinking until someone dies and you're like, okay, where did he go, where did she go? But then you bring up the topic of death and then people make a joke, divert it. They don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's really what scared me and focused me, like death. My people celebrate the BD, the birthdays, okay, but what about the DDs, the departure days? And I started getting older. I'm like, man, I'm going to depart soon. Where are we going when we die? What's the purpose of life? Why am I here? And I start to think deeper and have more reflections about these kind of things. The people that you love, they're no longer here. Where did they go? Did they just fall asleep? They're no more. There has to be more. It doesn't make sense. Everything around us has a purpose. The pen has a purpose. The phone has a purpose. The shirt on my body has a purpose, right? But the human being, what's his purpose? So I started to think, and I started to explore.
And do you have that void now?
That void, no, that void has been filled, definitely.
And what's your purpose in life?
And I just want to say that doesn't mean that we don't have struggles. This life is a test, but now you have the answers and how to get through it. And to answer your question, what's the purpose? The purpose.
No, what is your purpose in life?
See, in life now, people focus on the means many times. So when you ask people, what's the purpose? It's not like, what's my purpose, right? My purpose can be to start a family. My purpose can be to be a good human being. My purpose can be, those are individual purposes. So when I answer this question, it's like, who is the one to tell me, for instance, the one who made this iPhone, right? The owner of the iPhone tells the human being how to use the iPhone. What's its purpose? Otherwise, I'll be playing around with it. I mess it up, right?
Right.
So that's the same thing. Like my purpose, I can make up my own ideas and purpose. But as a Muslim, we learn that the purpose of life is to worship the Creator, not the creation, and that means that to love everything that the Creator, God Almighty, loves, and to stay away from everything that He's prohibited for us to stay away from. To live a life of obedience, love, right? Love first. When you know your Creator, you love your Creator, and then you do your life striving to submit to your Creator, trying to be an upright, upstanding, morally upright human being. And this is how you develop that peace and serenity in the heart, when you're striving every day to be how God Almighty wants you to be.
Do you love all people?
Absolutely.
All
Islam
people.
says, ISLAM, Islam says, love all mankind. Spell it out.
Christianity says that we should love God with all our heart, soul, and might, along with nothing else, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. So why didn't you become a Christian rather than Islam or Muslim?
Let me just share. I'll answer this. Let me share. This is what you said there. This is beautiful. These are the beautiful teachings that we have to bring back out. Whoever, this is a statement from Prophet Mohammed, whoever believes in God and the last day should be generous to his neighbor. This is also a hadith, a statement from Prophet Muhammad. A believer is kind to his neighbor. For he who loves God and his messenger, or wants to be beloved by God, he should speak the truth, fulfill his trust, and be kind to his neighbor.
So why did you choose Islam over Christianity? Since Christianity is the best religion in the world, and the most hated because of it, why, being an American born, are you white? You look white.
European, white.
Oh,
European.
you are a white guy.
Yes.
Born in America, why would you choose Islam over Christianity when Christianity is all about God and love and even loving your enemy, right? Why would you choose, being a white guy, why would you choose that over Christianity?
This is a really, really good question. Thank you very much. There is a new poll, and it kind of goes into it. It states that more than half of U.S. adults, 30% of evangelicals believe Jesus isn't God. This is the main crust of the matter. You can look this up. The study, it just came out not too long ago. So now, as a Muslim, I love, and let me just profess this, to your audience. As Muslims, it is an article of faith to believe and love Jesus as the Messiah, as one who is closest to God, that he healed those born blind and the lepers, that he gave life to the dead by God's permission. The list goes on of beautiful teachings of Jesus. But here's where we part the ways kindly. Just like in your home, you might have someone who's Democrat, Republican. Doesn't mean you guys have to go to war over these things. But I just made this example that you have more than half of Christians today do not believe Jesus is God. This is not me saying it. This is the study. So we fall in line to that. In Bosnia, this is my history, how the Bosnians came to, when we say Islam simply means to acquire peace by submitting yourself to the owner of peace, the creator of the heavens and the earth. And a Muslim is one who submits his will peacefully to God Almighty.
I know, but I want to know, why did you, being a white man born and raised in America, a Christian nation, why did you choose Islam over Christianity?
Okay, so getting to that. So now when I give you this study and I show you, just so people can relate, this concept of Trinity, the divinity of Jesus, it made more sense that just like Abraham, just like Moses, just like Noah, all the messengers, because we believe that every messenger came with the same message: worship the Creator. I want the people to stick in their mind.
I know, but you're not telling me why you choose. You chose
that's the reason.
Islam.
That's the reason.
Oh, you chose it because there are Christians who don't believe Jesus was God?
No, that's the reason.
That's why you chose Islam?
Yes, because of the pure monotheism Islam, that God Almighty is not a human being. He doesn't have a birth date. He doesn't have a zip code. In many of the churches you see, you go into the white church, you got a blonde hair, blue eye. You go in a Hispanic church, you got Juan as God. You go into the African-American church, you got Jesus as Afro. So I ask you, Jesse, which one is he? You know what I mean? In Islam, that's it. No, you cannot make God into an image. You cannot make God into a human being or a stick or a stone or a bone. So that's the reason, Jesse, the pure monotheism, that God is one. He's not a human being like us. There's a beautiful verse in the Quran, Kul hu Allahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad.
Do you love the Christians?
Let me just finish this point.
I know I'm running out of time.
I don't want to scare you guys off with the this is sister language to Aramaic, the language Jesus spoke. It says, say God is one, the absolute, the eternal. He begets not, nor is he begotten, and there's nothing comparable to him. That's the reason, Jesse, the pure
I know, but
monotheism.
listen to me. Listen, man.
Yes.
Do you believe that you personally believe Jesus is God or he's not God?
No, he's a messenger like Abraham.
No,
like
answer
Noah.
that. Wait, hold on. Do you believe he's God or not? Yes or no?
No, no one's God except God. God Almighty.
No, hold on. No. You don't believe Jesus is God, right?
No, like for instance, look at the Bible, Hosea 11:9. It says, I am God, not man. In Numbers 23:19.
I know, but I'm not clear what you believe. Do you believe
Jesus
is God? Do you believe Jesus is God?
Like in the Bible, God is not a man, neither the Son of Man.
I know, but hey.
Yes.
Do you believe that Jesus is God?
No, no one can be a human
and so
being.
You
have
have
God.
you have you have a problem with the Christians believing that Jesus is God.
No way. You can no. Islam guarantees the rights of Jews, of Christians. If someone has their belief, they are.
I know, but that's why you're not a Christian, because they believe Jesus is God. Islam doesn't believe Jesus is God, and that's why you became a Muslim, right?
Let's look at what we have.
Is that a yes
today.
or no? Is that right? That's why you became.
Because of monotheism, pure monotheism. That's the thing. Belief in Jesus. We love Jesus, but as a mighty messenger, not as God. And if you look at, for instance, let me just share with you.
But the Muslim hate Christians and Jews. They believe that Christians and Jews are infidels. And so
no, Jesse.
Did you choose that religion so you'll be safe?
Jesse, that is a Christian concept that the Crusaders made. That has nothing to do with Islam. There's no such word in the Quran, infidel. Kafir is the word, one who covers the truth. That's not correct, Jesse.
Did they take it out?
Excuse me?
So are you saying
you cannot change.
Are you saying that the Muslims do not believe that Christians and Jews are infidels? They don't believe that?
No. See, you have to be precise with the word. I said infidel is something that was coined by the Christian Crusaders when they went and did a crusade.
Yeah, I know you said that, but do
against Jews, against when they went against and went against the Jews and persecuted the Jews. That's at the time when they used this word infidel. This is not our Muslim word, infidel. No.
Did Muhammad write?
The word is kafir. The word that's mistranslated is kafir. Kafir.
Did Muhammad write about infidels?
Well, I don't understand your question. What
did that guy Muhammad write about infidels? Did he call them infidels?
Let me go back to answering this. This thing is very important. I want your audience to understand. Worship the Creator, not the creation. This is so.
I know you said that, but let me ask: did Muhammad write about infidels?
And then if you look at, for instance, the Bible, you look at so many verses, clear, not unequivocal. And then I ask you, Jesse, can you show me one place in the Bible where Jesus ever said unambiguously that I am God, worship me? Because it goes back to answer your question, Jesse. We have to look
at
what Jesus said, not what the church, what not human beings concocted and made up. That's
right.
The main thing.
I agree with that. But did Muhammad, did that guy Muhammad write about?
How can you go wrong? How can you go wrong just worshiping God alone?
Eddie. Did Muhammad write about infidels?
What? I don't understand. What are you talking about?
Did he write that about infidels during his time, Muhammad?
I just explained to you, Jesse.
I know, but I'm black and slow. Give me a yes or no.
Yes.
He did.
Quran talks about believers and unbelievers. So it's not Muhammad writing the Quran. It's God Almighty who revealed the Quran to Prophet Muhammad.
Okay, so when God revealed the Quran to that guy Muhammad, did Muhammad call the Christians and Jews infidels?
No, that's not a Muslim term, infidel. I just told you this is coined by the Christian Crusaders, Jesse. And
that's not true.
Listen, when I went back, I want to ask you, I thought this is the thing. I don't want this conversation to go in a place, Jesse, because when I look back at some of the statements that you made, someone can take really strong offense to the things that you said. And if you replace the term Muslim with Jew, I mean, I would challenge you to say the things that you said in the past. And I all due respect, Jesse, I wanted us to come together, but I can see, like these kind of traps that are set that are not healthy for
what kind of trap?
If you're asking me something, if you want to learn something, I can teach you. But setting traps is not good for you.
What type of trap am I setting? So Eddie, real fast because of time here, what type of trap am I setting right now? You say I'm setting a trap. What's that?
Really important. If people, all these programs, because we're short on time, like you said, thedeanshow.com, thedeanshow.com, they can get a free copy of the Quran, free postage and everything, and they can check for themselves. I've had Islamophobes, Owen Benjamin for one. I want people to watch that show. It's number 8. It's a show on there. Just put Owen Benjamin and look at the comments Christians are making. Christians who talk about for 20 years, they had a hate and aversion towards Islam. When they watch the show of me and this Christian together, look at the comments, how they're saying how the media has brainwashed them, how now they have a better understanding. That's what I want you as a conservative Christian, me as one who submitted his will to one God, a Muslim, to come together. Look what's happening to our children in the school. We got bigger fish to fry. Come on. Bigger things to talk about, Jesse. Look what's happening to manhood. The attack with the alphabet movement and whatnot, the pornography industry, the things that are happening to our kids. You got kids, who are going to school, and what's happening? You got, I don't know if it's this movement putting the kids on the laps. You know what I mean?
Andrew, let me ask.
These are the things we should be talking about. Christians and Muslims need to come together, my friend.
Let me ask,
we have more in common than trying to set up a trap. And then, you made some statements. You made some statements, Jesse. I've never seen a good Muslim before. Imagine if you replace that and you put, I never seen a good Jew. What would happen to you? They would cancel you. You wouldn't have your show. But how are you going to get away with saying, I never seen a good Muslim before? Why would you say that? This is a good time for you to retract that statement and apologize to your audience and to a Muslim here, to the Muslim world. Will you apologize?
I've never seen one. I can't apologize for some. Well, there are, over the years, I've interviewed a couple of Muslims. I think they may be ex-Muslim or Muslim who have realized that the Islam religion is not a good religion because of the hatred. But let me ask.
Hatred.
Let me ask.
What hatred? I mean,
let me ask Eddie.
Yeah.
Which religion is hated?
Will you retract that statement? I mean,
which statement?
That you said. If I quote you the things you said, replace that term Muslim with Jew. Would you be able to get about it if you say I've never seen a good, and then you put Jew in front of that? For you, would you? Can you say that?
If that was
That's
true,
strong.
if I thought,
I mean, come on,
Eddie, there are bad Jews. Look at George Soros.
Muhammad Ali, was he a good Muslim to you? He's American Muslim hero.
No,
Muhammad
he was
Ali.
not.
Excuse me?
He was not.
He was not what?
A good Muslim.
Human being?
He was not a good Muslim.
What are you talking about?
He was not a good man. But Eddie,
Muhammad Ali wasn't a good man.
Eddie, you're wasting time. Let me ask. Which religion is...
He's an American hero, Muhammad Ali. You're the first time I heard an African American have some negative to say Muhammad Ali.
Read my book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. And you'll read...
but this kind of rhetoric is fueling hate, Jesse.
Eddie, let me ask.
I'm telling you the kind of issues we're having.
Right.
Conservative Christians and Muslims need to work together, my friend. What you're doing here, we got bigger problem. You see the things that are happening in the world, in America, and you're fostering this hate.
Okay. Well, you said that on your website, it says the Dean Center will be built.
Yes, we're going to have open
to combat
houses.
The rise of Islamophobia. Where is the proof that Islamophobia exists? Where's your proof?
Okay, listen. I'm looking at it right here. If you still talk, if the videos that you have on your website are still there and you haven't corrected this tone, then you still have this phobia. What is phobia? Phobia is the extreme or irrational fear or dislike of a specific thing or group.
I have no fear. I don't fear them at all. In your Quran, Quran book, were it ever taught that Muslim can deceive the Christians and Jews in order to destroy them? Was that ever written in your book?
No, it hasn't.
Is it there now?
No, it hasn't. No, this is a lie. This is a lie. Listen.
I've seen it in there, Eddie.
Show me where. Show me.
Well, Jesse, maybe they've done what they've done with the Bible. They've rewritten it, and so you don't see it anymore.
Excuse me?
Maybe they have rewritten the Quran thing so that the people don't see it.
I mean, let's all due respect for the Christian audience, I mean, and yourself, what we have of the Bible. For instance, today you have multiple versions.
Right.
But in the Quran, you have one version, one.
So well, then that information about deceiving the infidels is still there then.
No, I told you this word infidel is not in the Bible.
Did they take it out?
The original language. We have the original. It's kafir. It's kafir.